Mr. Worthing!
Mr. Worthing!
Mr. Worthing, this was indeed a surprise. I wasn't expecting you till Monday.
Well, I've come sooner than expected. Dr. Chasuble, I hope all is well.
Oh, Mr. Worthing, I hope nothing terrible has happened.
My brother.
More shameful death?
Your brother still having his great life?
Dead!
Your brother Ernest is dead?
Very dead.
That's a lesson I'm sure he'll learn by it.
Mr. Worthing, I offer you my condolence. At least you know you were always the most generous and forgiving of brothers.
Poor Ernest. He had many faults. It's a sad, sad thing.
Yeah, very sad. Were you guys together in the end?
No, he died alone in Paris. In fact, I got a telegram from the manager of the Grand Hotel.
What was the cause of his death?
A severe chill.
As he mourns, he will cry.
Charity, Miss Prism. Charity. We aren't all perfect. Will the burial be here?
Matter of fact, he wants to be buried in Paris.
In Paris? I fear that hardly points to anywhere serious state of mind. At the last, you would on doubt with me to make some slight allusions to this tragic domestic affliction next Sunday. My words can be used on any occasion, joyful, or as in the present case, distressing. I have spoken it at harvest celebrations, christenings, confirmations, on days of humiliation and festal days.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Y'all talked about christenings? I think, Dr. Chasuble. I suppose y'all know how to christen, alright? I mean, you are continually christening, aren't you?
I regret saying one of the rector's constant duties of the parish. I have often spoken to the poorer class on the subject. They don't understand what thrift is.
Mr. Worthing, weren't you interested in a certain infant? Your brother was, I did believe, unmarried, was he not?
Aw, shoot, yeah.
People who live entirely for pleasure usually are.
But it ain't for any child, dear Doc. I'm very fond of children. Nah, I would like to be Christian myself this afternoon.
But Mr. Worthing, hadn't y'all been Christian already?
I ain't remember anything about it. God almighty, it's getting awfully dark out, ain't it?
Yeah, indeed it is. Will y'all have any grave doubts on the subject?
I do intend to have, of course. I don't know if it'll bother you in any way, or if you think I am a little too old now.
Not at all. The sprinkling and indeed the immersion of adults is a practically canonical practice.
Immersion?! Well, I just unsaddled the horses. Is there any place we could talk inside?
Yeah, in the shop. Come on in, boy. Take a seat.
Yeah.
Anyways, y'all have no apprehension. Sprinkling at all that is needed. Indeed, I think advisable. Our weather is changeable. What hour would you like me to perform your ceremony?
Well, I suppose I'll try around 5, if that suits you.
Yeah, perfectly. I have 2 other ceremonies. They're twins in the same estate.
Oh, I ain't seen much fun in being christened along with other babies. It would be childish. Would 5:30 do?
Admirably. And now, dear Mr. Worthing, I wish not intrude any longer into a house of sorrow. I would merely beg y'all not to be too much bowed down by grief. What seem to us better trails are in 10 blessings in disguise.
This seems to me a blessing of an extremely obvious kind. Oh,
But, oh my God, your clothes are so ugly. You need to go change.
Sissy! My child, my child.
What's wrong, Uncle Jack? You don't look happy. You look like you have a toothache. Oh, and I have a surprise for you. Who do you think's in the dining room? Your brother!
Who?
Oh, it's your brother Ernest. He arrived about half an hour ago.
What nonsense. I ain't got no brother.
Don't say that. However bad he was back to you in the past doesn't mean you have, or he's still your brother and it doesn't mean you have to disown him. I'll tell him to come out and you can come shake his hand, okay, Uncle Jack?
These are very joyful tidings.
After we had all resigned to his loss, his sudden return seems to me peculiarly distressing.
My brother's in the dining room? I don't know what it all means. I think it's perfectly absurd. Goodness.
Brother John, I have come down from town to tell you I'm very sorry for all the trouble I gave you. I tend to lead a better life in the future.
Uncle Jack, you ain't gonna refuse your own brother's hand.
Ain't nothing will induce me to take his hand. I think I'm coming down here. Him coming down here is disgraceful. He knows perfectly well why.
Uncle Jack, be nice. There's something good in everyone. Ernest just told me about his poor invalid friend, Bunbury. He goes and visits him often. There must be good in one who's kind to be invalid and leaves the pleasure of London to sit by the bed of pain.
Oh, he's been talking to Bunbury, hasn't he?
Yeah, he just told me about Bunbury and his bad health.
Bunbury? Well, I ain't gonna have him talk to you about Bunbury or anything else. Enough to drive one idiotic.
Of course, I admit all the faults were on my side, but I say that I think Brother John's coldness is painful. I expected a warm welcome since I'm new.
If you don't shake Ernest's hand, Uncle Jack, I'm never gonna forgive you.
Ain't never gonna forgive me.
Never ever!
Well, this is the last time I do.
Ain't it pleasant to see the perfect reconciliation? We may leave the brothers together.
Cicely, you best be coming with us.
Yes, Miss Prism, my little task of reconciliation is over.
You all have done a beautiful action, dear child.
We must not be childish in our judgments.
Oh, I'm so happy!
You gosh darn yuppie boy. You must get out of this as soon as possible. I ain't allowing no Bunbury in here.
Where's those from?
Okay.